Hashtag first. Oh my god, I unmuted the wrong part. Lol. Did I? That was weird. What's up? Good morning. Let's go. I unmuted Pro Streamer. What's up, Hawk? What's up, Gab? Good morning. So that was just me doing. Oh, and like looking at the engine and like being like, oh. Okay, let's reenact that. Oh, 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 hello. What's up? We got an engine. Burp, let's go, rave party. We're ready. Hey, hey, let's go. Good morning, guys. Thank you for being here so early this morning. Wait, it's not early at all. So I'm a little bit late. Hey, I have a good excuses this morning. Hey, hey. Basically, I got called by my friend who's still working him on the side at Sony Picture. And he was like, yo, I need your help for a technical thing. And I was like, go, come on, ask the question. And at the end, I was just like, so are you hiring me now? And he was like, well, no. And I was like, oh, that's so good. So this morning, we got a little bit of a problem. The garage is leaking rain inside here. So basically, we got the snow, then nothing, then snow, then nothing, then snow. And rain. So basically we got snow on the roof, which unloaded next to the doors, and now it's raining, so the rain is sliding on the snow straight inside the garage, which sucks 1,000. So it's really bad. So we have kind of a lake underneath the Datsun this morning, so we're gonna have to raise it up and see if we can still work on it. But basically plan for today is quite simple. We're gonna be looking at stabilizing the engine once and for all. What I mean by that is that right now the engine stand are still like just barely bolted up together. This strap here is actually like holding everything, the pivot point towards the front, and we have no clue if the engine is actually really straight in there or not. So we're gonna be taking some measurement. We're gonna try to make sure that it looks really not bad, maybe slightly tilted to the left side when we look at it. Dual side. But yeah, so there we go. The engine looks quite straight in there, but we're gonna try to make sure it is the case. And we're gonna prepare all that, because basically if we want to remove that ratchet strap on top of the engine, we need the transmission to go in. So, but first of all, we need to make sure that the actual engine is lining up properly in there, that it is sitting exactly where we want it to be. So that's what we're gonna look at this morning. Yep, we're gonna look at all that, and then after that we're gonna probably bring the transmission right at the front here and start assembling a bunch of things on that said transmission, and hopefully we're gonna be good by tomorrow end of the day to get the transmission in place, which will mean we can order a bunch of things for the weekend, because basically once the transmission is in, we can validate the next few steps of the build. So that will be awesome, honestly. That will be incredible. So honestly, one thing I noticed after the stream yesterday and that I'm super happy about is the amount of space at the front here. That is totally insane, the amount of space, but we have to keep in mind we have a big ass radiator that's gonna remove all that plus a fan, so in the end we won't have too much space, but this is really good. Just that going with the Corvette pulley and stuff is like, it was the good decision right there, even if it cost a bit more. Honestly, it's just looking fantastic. With that being said, one thing I'm worried about is that thing here, but I know you can buy some that have a pivot that will allow us to point it towards the bottom. Reason I'm worried about that is that our point on the radiator is gonna be low in here, so it has to do kind of a 180. Plus, with the exhaust system coming up here for the turbo, it will be like a place where we could use some really good like that space for turbo system. So that's pretty much it, honestly. Otherwise, everything's looking fantastic. So let's start raising the car and taking a look underneath if everything looks great in there. Pom 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 pom. We got an engine. But yeah, honestly, I'm super stoked with like how it fit in place and like how everything, because remember like 6-7 months ago we put the bare block in place, like nothing, no cylinder head, no accessories, no nothing, just the bare plug, empty, no piston, no nothing, and like we were like, oh, that seems to fit pretty well, but until everything's assembled you have no clue if it's gonna make it or not. And now it's just like, wow, it is actually a proper looking engine build right there. So we're gonna have to sort out for the heater core, how to bring like at the front, well at the back technically, the actual water, hot water, so that we can heat the interior. But yeah, that's gonna be for later on. It's like the few last little piece that you do in a build. Those accessories. Oh, you're gonna see it's a lake under here. There we go. Lining up the jack. Well, the lift. That one I cannot really. Cannot really look at it from here, so I'm gonna do that. I'll look from here. That looks perfect. Now, let's do this. Let's plug the hoist. Let's start raising it up. Front cam. There you go. I pushed down the engine crane also. It's still not like put back in its place. Reason for that is that we may need it. That's perfectly in place. Yeah, perfect. And that one over here. Just making sure that we're not going to send the car on the ground. That one could have been pushed a little bit further, but no big deal. Rising up, back on the street. Well, not really back on the street yet. So also this morning, one big thing is going to be about took my chances. Bam. But yeah, this morning is going to be about looking also for the clearance of everything, making sure we're not hitting anything bad. Like I said, we're gonna take a few measurements. I have something going up with the car here. There we go. Because we need to make sure it is looking straight at the back. So I'm happy. Seems like we're gonna have a good time dealing with the engine oil system and everything when we're gonna be ready to do some maintenance on the car at some point. So that's cool. There we go. All right. So from here, I'm gonna be doing a bit of cleanup because that seat is starting to look like a freaking mess. Pamp, 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 pamp. All right, now it's stuck in my head. Shit. That one's going. That's like that. Like so. Gonna put everything back in its place so that I'm not gonna be looking for them later on. 15 mil extension, U right there. 14 mil that we are probably going to need, but let's still put it back in place so that we're gonna be finding that right in its spot when needed. 19 mil, big socket, 5/8. That 5/8 is probably going here, and 9/16, yep, right there. Nice. That's already way better than it was. Cool. So first thing first, we're gonna do a little inspection of a bunch of things. Oh my God. Dual side. So, when talking about fitment, one of the main thing is that. Right here we have basically the fitment for, let me show it to you actually. We have the fitment between the steering rack here and the oil pan. Right now it is by a millimeter. So is it good? Technically, some say that it is why the cam change. Dual side. So that fitment there, some people tend to say that a millimeter is as good as a kilometer. Yes, but no. Like, you have to keep in mind vibration and stuff can move stuff around, so you need to keep in mind that it might be a bit of a painful job to get that out of the way or something like that. Right now, what I will tend to say is that we have the possibility to raise the engine a little bit more on its stand from what I'm seeing, but I'm not sure how good or bad it's gonna be. Other thing is, we can try to push it a little bit further back also, so that could help us with clearance, even though I think that part there is quite flat. It's not really moving up or anything. So here, clearance wise, we are quite tight. Other possibility will be to just grind the middle part here on the steering rack. That could just give us a little bit more clearance in there. Could do the job. I mean, that means removing the engine. And honestly, like I said, I hope it was the first and last time we're putting the engine in. But to be fair, it could be one among many times. Because usually an engine swap, you are required to get the engine in and out quite a few times. At least like just moving it up, do a little modification, then sitting it back in place or something like that. So that's gonna be something we're gonna discover later on. But otherwise, fitment wise, everything looks great. So let me just push you back. Look at that mess on the ground. Let's look here. That's a nice little web. There we go. I can do that and that. Well, not really, I guess. So I'm gonna go look in there and see if I see any problem other than maybe that steering rack. Yeah, I mean, I see there's clearance. Part of me will like to test it this way, but it's really about the fact that that could bring us to a problem eventually. Access to the starter motor is quite easy. Gonna have the oil plug to put in there. Clutch looking good. Here everything's clearing really, really well. Oil filter really easy to access. Same with the oil plug. A plug that actually has leaked a little bit, so there's a bit of oil that went down there. Probably assembly lube and stuff like that. But yeah, that's gonna be easy to access. The steering rack doesn't seem to be a concern right now. It's not scratching on anything. No, super far from being a problem in any condition here. Yep, it's really more about the center there than anything else. Oh well, that's cool. And at the back, can we slide that even further back? I feel like our engine is tilted a little bit to the left also. That's weird. Feels like the cover at the back here is actually tilted, but like that on the engine it fits. I'm trying to look at it. It seems quite lined up in the car. Like it's usually like a normal thing that the engine's gonna be maybe a little bit closer to the left side or the right side of the car. That's a thing that can happen, but like here, I'm gonna have to make sure we are maybe raising again. Because that means right now, like I'm looking right here right now, and basically since this is on the engine, that means I could technically lift it up a little bit. I have a notch in here that will allow me to clamp that a bit further back there, like halfway through or something. That could be a thing. We're gonna have access also to our plug here, which is great. Well, technically it's gonna depend on the exhaust system, I guess. To prime that, we're gonna have a little bracket to do from here, probably in here. When I look at it, we're gonna do a bracket that's gonna prevent the steering rack right here to spin. So we have an anchor point here that we're probably going to try to bolt up here or something like that. So it's gonna be with the front part of it and not with the back of it, like with something moving or anything else. So I think that's gonna be the easiest way to do a bracket there. Yep, all right. Gonna start doing a bit of things there. So first of all, I think I'm gonna lower the car again. We might raise the engine up a little bit. Just remove the tension on it basically and start. That's gonna be a rough one actually to do because I need to go in there, like inside those two things here. I have two bolts in there that I need to finish bolting up, and I think they are going to be a pain in the ass to do. What's up?
Aragoff Mafia just joined the crew.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you for the follow. How you doing, sir? Dut Mafia, I love it. Nice name. How you doing? All right, so let's start on that. Yep, so I'm gonna lower the engine. We're gonna, well, lower the car. We're gonna be removing tension on it. Then we're gonna finish installing pretty much the engine mount in place. And then we're gonna take a look if we can add a bit of clearance between the steering rack and also the steering rack and the oil pan. If so, that's gonna be perfect. And with the tension up, we're just gonna try to move around and see where the actual engine needs to move to be a bit more centered, like even more than what it is right now, and see if we can make sure it's not tilted to one side or the other. Let's do that. So yeah, Mafia, welcome to my little garage, which is a lovely little place, leaking rain inside it. And basically we are doing a crazy project this morning. Well, since the last 9 months, but hey, this morning we're working on the engine, so it's actually a big win. And I just hit the cam. Front cam. Front cam. There we go. So let's swap a little Datsun. That's a fun little task so far to do, but we have a bunch of things to do on that little car. So yep, I think I'm gonna leave it somewhere like that. I should have access here, and the crane's gonna be able to just raise a little bit the engine, so it's gonna be easier for everyone. It's gonna help. It's lovely, I love it. That. Oh my god, I love so much when like it's Miniman that started to say it's lovely, I love it, like quite a lot, right? Yes, it is. It's so good. It is lovely. It is. All right, that. Can I bring you here, sir? Is it going to be it's lovely, I love it? You're gonna be the only one in here able to use it. Not gonna lie, if you're picking that sound, I might use it too. Cause yeah, like basically because I'm owning the bot, I can always do that. Nice, Gam, nice. Yeah, cause you pay the freaking 100K point. So you're gonna have to grind that up. I'm gonna keep you posted with Helldiver probably next week. Oh, let's go. Oh my god, shit, I hate myself there. I forgot to raise the front post. Maybe I'm just able to... Ooh, that's heavy. That's better. because I need to take care not to tear a oil line there. Ah! Awkward. It's weird, this week we haven't heard a lot about Jeff. Since her boss is off for sickness, I think there's no such thing as a spreadsheet day and stuff like that where you can watch Twitch. You're only 1K away. Oh my God. 5th sound, that's so many points. Holy. You're owning that custom sound game right now. All right. Rawr. Do some workout with Vinto. Yeah, he's really working hard right now, but it's a great opportunity for him to show off what he can do and everything management-wise. So he might get a promotion out of that. Do we have lo-fi? Yes, it's just really low right now. That would be sick, honestly. All right. Don't scratch my paint, sir. Thank you. So we're going to go straight in the middle there. There we go. Ah. Who there? Jewel side. That's quite a huge introduction there, Only Cow. Good morning, sir. How you doing? Hope you're doing great. So if I'm not wrong, I should see that. Oh yeah, because it is still strapped there. There we go. It is still going up though. So we're gonna have to take care of that. There we go, that's why. So we're gonna try to sit that flush in place. So we're gonna leave it like that. We just need to take care because it won't tilt towards the back. It is still quite safe. That was creepy, that was fun. I love creepy things like that. That's just funny. All right, so from there, I'm gonna bolt up the alternator. It's not bad that there's a movement because right now it's scratching because of the way it is. Like that. I'm gonna be loosening the side. Honestly, the fender would be a good thing to remove, but I don't have space right now to throw them anywhere. So not the greatest. I just threw away all my tools in place and I still can't find some of them. What's up with that? Are you in the car, sir? They are not in the car. Where are they? I need to find them. I have my small ratchet. I'm gonna throw that away at least. Oh, 13 mil. That's what I was looking for, even though I was looking for a key. In what world? Well, seems like this world. Because right now, his manager, she had to take a sickness break or something like that. And so he got like everything from her to do. and it's quite a heavy task. Like he was already doing a lot, well, quite a lot, decent amount of work. Oh, there is the 13, but seems like it's not even 13 low. So was doing already quite a good amount of work, and basically now he took the workload of that person too. So he has kind of a, it's kind of a 1.5 man amount of work. Let's loosen up a little bit that, so that they are going to tend to sit flush exactly where they need to be, and we're gonna start putting them back together. See how the engine just twists? That's exactly what we want, because that way we're gonna be able to take measurement and try to hold it right in place. First of all, I'm gonna try to finish bolting up the actual mount here. As you can see, it's like all loose and everything right now. So we're gonna try to make that straight. The reason it was loose is because we need to line that up, but now that the bolt is through here and everything, everything's working together. So we're gonna try to finish that up, and from there move on to sitting the engine once and for all in place, like with mounts properly secured and everything. So that's gonna be the first step. So holding that, I mean, they are still working that way a little bit, right? So I kind of need to make sure I'm almost in my final position here. Because right there, I feel like I could actually be pushing the engine a little bit further with no big concern. Like something like that. It's not really moving anything there, and it's just the alternator that gets really close, but not that close. So that could be a thing, because once we have determined the final position, everything's gonna lock in place, and basically from there, we could just be unbolting the two big bolts on each side, like on the red bushing you see there, and lift everything up and down really well. Quick run, if you take your car to a mechanic and they have to go work inside your car, clean the damn garbage out. It's disgusting, and we totally judge you currently working on the disgusting car. Fair. Oh my god, that's so fair. I did that when I sent the little fit for an alignment. Like, there was, since the accident, there was a bunch of random shit in there. I just threw papers everywhere, like for insurance and stuff, and like just before I take it to the alignment, I was like, that's freaking disgusting. I just took it back, put everything in that bag, and throw that like at the feet of the rear seats, so it was like subtle and everything, and I was like, now we're talking. Now that's looking a bit more clean. I mean, of course you're judging. People bring you cars that you're looking at and you're like, how the hell can you even think of driving that in that condition? Not even mechanically, like just the interior of it. You're spending most of your time driving usually inside the car. If it's freaking disgusting, like, how are you doing that? And I'm not the best on that. My daily drivers usually, they are quite messy. All right, that's bigger than that. I feel like it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get access to that. That's disgusting. That's totally disgusting. That's like awful. That's really, really awful. Oh my god, I can't believe people are... Alright, that's some 16 mil. It is. 15 does not fit, right? Let's test it just to make sure we're not going to strip that. No. So 16 mil it is. Like, how do... I mean, I can get that you forget something one time and it happened, but like, if it is a usual thing, gosh. All right, I'm gonna have to go underneath because now it's spinning freely. I have to hold it from underneath. So I might have to, oh my God, it might be a painful job this morning, by the way. Because basically now what happened is that in the ear, I have 2 bolts, one at the bottom, one at the top here. To access them, I need to hold something inside here, so I might have to disconnect the control arm to actually be able to get access to that. And I need the engine to be holding in place, so I cannot really go from underneath the car except by crouching on the ground, because right now the way it is, I need the engine crane to hold that. So yep, would it be easier if I was to remove? Actually, it would be easier if I was to remove the wheel. Let me remove my wheels. Wheel. That's crazy. I don't get it. People, come on. I'm looking at you, chat. Anyone letting some food rotting inside their car? If so, we are judging you now. Oh, by the way, I might have another option for the wheels. Come on, Mike. But like, it was the one I was trying to avoid. Oh yeah, I need a small extension. It was the one I was trying to avoid, but I have to admit they will look good on the car, so we'll see. It's gonna depend on the spec. But they will be half the price of some Workmeister. Can you leave my socket alone, please? Oh my God. I hate those lugs. My freaking God. All right, the morning seems like it's gonna be a bit painful. Everything's getting stuck, nothing's wanna work like it's supposed to work. Just trying to remove a freaking socket out of a lug nut and it won't. Can you believe that? Ah. All right, that's not going well. I'm gonna change the socket for now. Fuck that. I hate it. It's gonna be easier if I remove the wheel. If the wheel accepts to be removed. There we go, that one's working better. Oh, those brakes are so small. Oh, they are baby brakes compared to what we're gonna put. You wanna see the difference? Because I know they are not too far. Oh, that's so cute. Look at those disc brake, okay? I'm gonna bring the new one. So this is what I'm talking about, the disc. Remove that. Wondering why the 15 inches won't fit? We're pretty much adding a full inch everywhere. Hee. Overkill. I hope it's gonna break well, because it should be. It should freaking be. Yeah, so that's why the wheels are not going to fit. As I was saying, maybe. What was that? Okay, it was you. Maybe I have found something to be a good compromise for wheels. Not sure yet. Let me show you. They are not offered in as much of a spec variety as the other ones, so that's where it's gonna change a lot. But it is some. I don't remember which one they are. RF. Is that? No. So one that will be technically closer to the era of the Datsun will be that one. So that wheel here, and this is a 17 by 9.5, so that will be spot on the kind of spec we're looking for, and they have some quite aggressive offset that you can have with them, so I think that could be a win. And as you see, it is a 4 lug nut, so either that or let me find, but like this is almost half the price of the other one, so budget wise that will be a win. Like that or that, so one or the other. So either that wheel or that wheel. But this is closer. This is like a bit too mainstream kinda. Like it's a gorgeous wheel, don't get me wrong, but like it's a five branch star pattern, just like we see many of them. They are just like fancier, and these ones are a bit more era accurate. So, and like I said, this is way cheaper than these ones, so that could be a thing. Honestly, maybe we're gonna start with that and see, because if we have to do some adjustment afterward with the offset or whatever, we could basically upgrade to those in the end. So we're gonna think about it, but part of me will maybe like to buy a set of these, test fit that, see if we nail the fitment or not, and if we're going wide body also, it's gonna change a lot, so maybe we're gonna want something really big with those, so who knows, we'll see. But they are fancy little wheel. There we go. That's gonna be something for later. So from now, I'm gonna bring you over here and do that, and that. Oh, we can almost see it. This is where I need to go. Ah, not the perfect spot there. There we go. So basically I need to go right behind here. So I need to remove that arm to get access to that. So let's do this. It's sad because I just tightened that freaking thing there. But hey, going lurk mode, going on my side on a nice, have fun. Are you streaming it? If so, well, enjoy your stream. Have a good time. Hope people gonna go in and say hi. That was 22 mils, yep. Remember now. have all the space we used to have. So we have to deal with that. And I'm just at the bad height for it to be comfortable to work on. Yep, I'm gonna need to be on another position because I cannot work like that. Hey, here that seems way better. Oh yeah, that's true. They are a pain in the ass to fit in there also. But hey, gotta do what you gotta do. So there we go. Now I have fully access to those two top nuts right there. Do you see them? No. And from here, now you do, I think, right at the top there. So these are the engine mount. Yep, you see them really well. So this is the engine mount there. So I need to hold them right down there and then bolt the top. So not the easiest place to access, not gonna lie, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. And then after that, we're gonna refit the control arm in place. So let's get that done. Watch my 9mm go bang. What's up, David? Hey, look, the guy who's the reason I'm late this morning on stream. Hey, not that I was already late, but shh, we won't talk about that. Quoi, t'avais jamais vu ça? C'est 9mm go. Watch my 9mm go bang. Petit truc de weeb. That should be 14, I think. Let me check, because it is 16 up there. It is bigger down here too. Oh. $16 also there, damn. 16 is probably 9/16. Let me try that theory. Puis, t'as-tu une promotion grâce à l'outil qu'on a fait à matin? Ah no, it's bigger. 5/8 probably. Yep, 5/8 will make the thing happen there. But I'm gonna need that, and I'm gonna need you, Pikachu. If only. Calme-toi, donne-moi une job à la place là. That small extension, and we are gravy. Then I need to get access through the top. So here, that's gonna be a shitty job to do solo, I know it. It's gonna be painful, not fun. I'm gonna be mad. A normal day, what? If I'm doing that instead, that with that, then that's proper extension there, plus that. Now that. Let's try that. I kind of want to sit down, but I can't. Alrighty, let's go, baby. Whoop. So I need to access, and the last one's gonna be painful to get access to, of course. Of freaking course. Let's bring a wrench. Also, 5/8, 5/8, 5/8. There we go. There we go. That I can hold it in place. Le son est focus voice. Le bot a décidé de me faire chier. The bot just went nuts. Because I haven't set the command for the noise. But somehow, focus voice. Focus voice. Is it the heater making a sound with me speaking that the bot is like, yep, pretty sure he said it. It's my turn, it's my turn. Front cam. Front cam. Oi, he's a little shit this morning. Front cam. There we go. So we're gonna start by taking just a few measurements. 12 and 1/8, I will say. Let's go from here. Pretty much 13. Lil shit, that's your street name? Yeah, we're not centered at all here. Like, centered is a thing. We might need to do is also tilt that. Trying to figure out how to do all that properly. This is way better. Yeah, I think first of all I'm gonna need to fix those mount, and then after that we're gonna start playing with them. Cool. Dual side. Dual side. Freaking butt! Grumpf. Dual side. No, he's a little shitter this morning. There's some days where he's really good, and there's some other days. What did it here? Let me check the log. His wife. In the first woman too. What is he looking for? That butt is horny. Dual side. Hey, he got it, GG.
Dual side.
That wouldn't work, by the way, because like it's still looking at something on the computer, so that wouldn't work, but that would be great. Great-ish. People could troll with that, which would not be that cool. Bang. That's actually a cool feature. You pay 10k points and you can switch to a midnight cam. Well, yeah, but I don't know where midnight is at all time. I could just make a loop of him sleeping, and so it will look like he's always sleeping. So a loop of him sleeping and a loop of an empty mattress or something. The thing is, it's hard to have, well, not that bad. It's harder to have a cam from inside the house looking at something like connected to the computer inside the garage. I have an idea of how to do that because we are chatting about a feature like that for the next Extra Life. Like having the overall cam or something like that connected to a live feed on the internet, and so this way basically anyone streaming could access that. So if they are going in lurk or something, they could basically access that easily and just put that on their screen. And if we're doing like some game on the VR room, because you know what I'm talking about, like if we have like social game or whatever there, anyone could use that feed from that cam to stream it on their computer. That will be freaking sick. Cause yeah, there's maybe something quite crazy coming our way for Extra Life. Not sure 100%, so we'll see, but that will be sick. Well, that's one done. Let's go to the other side now. Front cam. Hey! He didn't hear his wife or whatever he was hearing. Weirdo. So here I'm gonna do the same thing and pretty much remove the wheel, because we don't need no wheel. That dual side. There we go. So same deal right here. We need to get into that. Let's bring the 22 mil. One you could be interested in, David, by the way, is the actual 33K thing. That's what Hawk was using. It's basically your own custom sound. No one else can use that sound except you, and you pick the word, you pick what it is. As long as it is stream friendly. Let's not forget about that. Like we have Lump that just picked one of the most annoying sound ever. Well, it's not that bad. It's just a really good troll. Oh yeah, because that thing right there is really, really funny, because like after that you have the sound that you can use for free whenever you feel like. Since Lump is not here, I'm gonna show you which one he picked. Like Hawk has the most awesome one, but Lump, what he did is that one. It's so annoying. That's a solid one. that, and where did the other one went? Oh, I can see it. It's there. Alrighty. Hey, that one won't lower at all. All right, sir. Well, you're not gonna give us an easy life, right? Of course you won't. If it was easy, everybody will be doing it. Oh no, I know it's your kind, so I'm expecting that. Keep spending your point on stupid shit then. Keep going with stupid shits. You little shitter. You little shitter. That we were seeing that's good. All right, I need to get the wrench, get the ratchet there, and we are good to go. So that need to throw that in here, and then need to make space for that. I don't know why that one is not going lower than that, but hey, we're gonna make it work anyways. I think. Is it because that one is, oh, that's because that one is tilted, I think, to this point. Because that's not going anywhere else. All right, let me check one thing. If I'm loosening, that's bigger than that. Yeah. That's where we're gonna find out if we did something wrong in our setup at some point. All right, I'm gonna move the camera a bit further back. Can you either unscrew or screw, sir, please? Oh well, there we go. That worked. What's up, Orange? How you doing, sir? Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having an amazing day. All right, that's not the best. Let's try that, and that maybe. That could be the way to go. Good afternoon, good sir. Hope your day is fantastic. Oi. You were not allowed to do that. That's one. Where's the second one now? Can I get access to it, please? There you go. Now the extension is going to be required again. Boop, 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 boop. So for those joining this morning, well, this afternoon, this, whatever it is, I have lost the notion of like the time notion, but like what we're looking for today is to set up our engine in its final position. So we're gonna be able to lock pretty much everything in place. And that also involves trying to make more clearance with the steering rack, because this morning when we take a look at it, we had about a millimeter, which is with vibration, heat, expansion, everything, maybe not quite enough. That's gonna be easier to get access from here. There we go. So these two are in place. I think we're gonna reconnect the actual control arm because I don't think those we are going to need to look at them that much. We have a bit of adjustment on the top side of the mount, so we're gonna try to do that through that actually. So let's go. And that's where it's starting to be painful because these ones are hard to line up and everything. Like so. It's always giving us a bit of a pain to put them in place. Yo, it's not lining up anymore. Oh, that's because of that. There you go. Can I do that? Nailed it. Well, that's kind of a win right there, even though I just dropped something else. Come on. We have the end of the pole, that's why. Come on. There we go. Please. Oh my God, it's painful to do that. Bit of the rupsies today, yeah, classic, you know. And also I'm all in the wet right now because it has been raining all night long. And like we had snow last week, so basically the snow just fell from the roof next to the door. I hadn't cleaned it because I was like, yeah, that's gonna melt. Nope, didn't melt fast enough and it started raining. So the rain is like going from that snow pile to the door and just putting a bit of water in here, you know? Just casual things. I have the chance to not work outside, but my garage is not perfect either, so you know, it's part of the game. Come on, sir. I will need you, yeah. Like so, like that, yes. There we go. I really hope in the future I won't have to move them around too often. Again, that's because I just release everything. So like adjusting the angle shouldn't be too much of a big deal, but hey. Oh, fuck off. That's crazy, right? You're 3 hours away from me and like everything's probably melted over where you live. Go. Control arm back in place. Front cam. Wait, what? 14? Here it was like probably like 5. Like it was a good day yesterday, but it wasn't that hot. Holy. That's a huge difference. dual side. Control arm number 2 needs to go in place. Maybe that one, no, I won't say it, otherwise I'm gonna jinx. Held it. All right, so far that part went in way more easily. Now that one, we'll probably need to push it a bit further up. There we go. There we go. Now that one. Hey, that one went in straight. Almost first try. Let's go. Hopla. Ow. There we go. Whew. Now, that's a good thing done. Front cam. There we go. Hey, the butt is not drunk anymore. There we go. Dual side. All right, from now, so that engine, man. Oh, that's such a beautiful little piece here. Basically, what I was saying about all that is that we have a up and down adjustment on those mounts a little bit, and we can slide them like further to the front or the back. So we still have the play on that engine to move around, and we're gonna try to use that to basically center the engine as much as possible, and also trying to push it as far as possible in the car. So that's gonna be a big deal today. That's pretty much what we're looking for. So first of all, I might that here could be a good thing if I was just tightening that, because it needs to stay in place like I was saying, otherwise just not too long ago. But right there, I think it will be a better thing. Is it 1/2 inch? That, yes it is, and it is 15 if I remember correctly at the back, or 5/8. 5/8 is way too loose. Oh, there's my 13 mil. They were right here. So that, and I was saying 15. Yep, that's the good one. Let's do that. Let's do this. So the only thing I'm doing. You okay, David? You need some hug? Look at this. Look at this. You're my second one. Not even my first, sorry. That's no Gucci. There we go. Now the alternator, I can really grab on it, which is good. And it is coffee time. Coffee's actually getting low. Now, I'm pretty sure it needs to tilt a little bit like that. So we're gonna try to adjust the car to sit in a position that we like, that we think is going to work great with our setup. So let me grab the small ratchet. We're gonna test, because basically what do we have right here? We have the possibility with the mount to basically tilt it left, right, and slightly move it up and down. Oh, thank you, David. Oh. So we can slightly tilt it up, left, right, and up and down, and slide it also. So that's gonna be our way to measure everything. So right now I'm just going to lock it right here so that I won't have to deal with it moving too much. Just like so. So now it won't tilt really more than that. So I can only go up and down. So I can move that up, I can release that, and therefore we should be able to get the angle we want. Usually you will use a level to see if the engine is leveled properly in the car, but we might have to play that angle slightly when the transmission is going to be in place. So, because basically the transmission will give us the angle at the back, and we might use some washer as a shim to get the proper angle to fit with the differential. But we can always come in here, set that on top here, and try to figure out. So now the front is too high. Now we are almost leveled. So that's always a good thing to verify when doing your car. And it's just going to give us, so I'm sitting flat against the head right there, so I can really have a good idea. If I was really going fully here, I'm pretty much spot on level with the car, which is great, but clearance wise we are not exactly there, and that's where the main problem happened now, because that like this, and if I'm grabbing that one's gonna be too long, I guess, from one head to the other. This side needs to come up a little bit like that, which is not a bad thing. To be fair, this is not a bad thing. So we might try to do that. So technically, if we level everything, it should pretty much get to its spot. So here, that's not big enough. 16, that's probably some 19 or something like that. I'm gonna go grab something to take a look at this. 19, let's bring that. Sounds good, have a good one, David, good day. I think it is spot on. Yep, 19 mil it is. Time to make a test. I'm not sure if my little Ryobi impact ratchet, I'm not sure how it's called, is strong enough for that, but we're gonna find out. I'm not using the bearing side of it. It's actually not bad at all. All right, that's the maximum it can go, but that side will be technically in place. Now that side needs to move up slightly. I think I went a bit too tight for now. Let's release that a little bit. Just to see if it will allow me to put a bit more level. If so, we might have to use some strategy to get that to its spot. Being a one man in a garage means sometimes, yep, all right, now I have the amount of play I wanted to have. And here we are almost leveled. So I need to lock that one in place there. Because once we're done with that, I can basically try to just slide the engine towards the back. So there we go. I just need to hold that in place. How are we going to do that? Excellent question. Maybe with a rope or another strap, that could work. If we find a place to grab it. If we get like just something to pry it a little bit up here, well, actually that. Let's not be too dumb. We have a big arm right on top there. Let's grab a strap. Let's throw a lot of garbage on the ground. That. What do I have in here that could be used as a strap? I don't know if that's gonna do the job. We can always try just an elastic one, but I'm not sure it's going to work well. Nah. That's it. Nah. Nah. Let's be honest, it's just because I'm lazy to go all the way down there, because I know I have a bunch. Just that they are. Well, I have a brand new one here, might as well, right? Right. I saw a small cutter this morning. I can't remember where. One is here, perfect. So we're gonna try to get that done. That. That's bullshit. Those clamps are so bad. That was not expected to happen, but hey, let's go. Strap is released. There we go. So basically what I want to do with that is just to bring the actual engine towards the top part of it, so like just to tilt it to the passenger side a little bit more so it's more leveled. If you didn't know, that's actually a super important thing to make sure your engine is as level as possible. One reason for that, your oil. Your oil setup is gonna depend a lot on that kind of things. Can I grab that through here? Doing that. And doing that. That could be working maybe even better if I'm going right there actually. Pump, 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 pump. I'm doing this. Is it going to be too short? That's usually what happens in those setups. Oh, it's gonna be close to being too short. I can tell you that. Oh, we might be able to. Let's try it. There we go. There we go. Now the engine is perfectly. Let me show you. Now our engine is actually perfectly flat in the car. So like that, I'm gonna be basically bolting my side here, then the other side, and we know that right now we are pretty much close to where we want it to be. And lifted like that, I think we got the amount of clearance we were looking for underneath. It could try to get higher a little bit. Let me try it. That's the entire car. I think I'm maxed out on one side. Oh, that was a lot of movement there. But that seems really good. And we're gonna be able to slide it a little bit to lock it in place afterward. So right now we're gonna lock the fact that it is perfectly leveled. So 19 mil, I have my tools and I drop them there. Am I able to do that and that? That's unscrewing the bolt, so let's try not to do that. That's gonna be it for now. I don't know if I can go even further than that, but let's try that and let's try this side. There we go. That's good. I'm gonna try to grab 19 mil. I got an extension, but I'm gonna maybe, let's try that, and the big ass ratchet that was laying around here. If I can give it a little bit more than the tool Just want to see the tension in it. Hey. Yeah, there's still. There we go. We're gonna have to take a look. Also, if everything stays in place when we release the tension. But for now, that's gonna be it. That one is a bit tighter already. But we can still apply quite a good amount of force. Gonna check one thing also, which is my actual mount. Front lower control arm, I have some washers left here, and that rear suspension kit, we're gonna adjust that with the differential. I'm just looking to make sure I didn't miss some washers to put in there. I feel like it's tilting a little bit too much to my taste towards the inside, like it's bending towards the inside there. That's transmission mount. Hopefully we're gonna get there today. And otherwise, nope, I think I'm all good. So, that's the lower control arm at the front. That's weird. Because basically what I'm looking for is maybe like add a little spacer on both sides of the bushing, but that makes no sense. It needs to apply force. All right, let's try to release that. So first of all, if I'm releasing that one, everything stays in place. That's cool. We're gonna be able to torque that down later on to be sure that it's not moving at all. And now if I'm releasing the crane a little bit, it should tilt towards the back, but it shouldn't lower. Boom. It's even holding without that, just because of that front strap there. Now if I maintain just a touch of tension on it, there you go. And I release that. There you go. Now it's going towards the back, but the crane maintained that in place. Perfect. So that means everything is working so far quite well, and it's all going to be with the actual transmission, that everything's gonna be sitting flat or not. So I'm gonna apply a little bit. Well, no, actually, let me do that. Perfect. Reason I'm doing that is quite simple. Right here, if I'm putting that here, it's not level, but that way we are, which is great. What we're gonna do now is take a look to measurement left and right and behind it to see, well, technically if we're leveled here, we should be quite centered, honestly. It shouldn't be too bad, and it's gonna be with the differential, because basically, I'm gonna try to word that properly. Front cam. Basically, if we are like on a side view here, you have the engine, you have the transmission. All that is one block working together. Like there's no movement in that at all, right? And then we have what we rebuilt over there, the differential, and that is between your wheels at the rear. And basically, that lives alone. And the only thing that will link engine transmission to the differential is the drive shaft. And the drive shaft, basically I have it here, so might as well show it to you. It's just this, it's just a tube. But you see what that does? this is what we call a universal joint. So this joint allows you to add a bit of angle. So the drive shaft could be running like that in the transmission, like that in the differential, and that will work. But what you're looking for is for the back, the very back of the transmission to look as close as possible to the differential, first of all. Second of all, if they are not looking at each other, what you need to measure, and what we're gonna do because we have an electronic angle finder, is that even if they are not on the same level, on the same height, you don't want them to be like that. If you have like the differential looking like this, you need the transmission to be parallel to it. You have a really thin window to make it work. So basically, if they are tilted like that or like this, trying to look at the cam at the same time, like that on the same level, but they are tilted, you need to match that angle. You need to make sure you're not putting the like differential like that and transmission looking at it like this. Otherwise, it's gonna be bumpy and you're gonna break stuff prematurely with that. So the angle need to match, and that's where the universal joint is going to work at its best. If you have like, let's say, 2.5 degrees of angle at the back of the transmission and 2.5 degrees of angle at the front of the differential, and they are both parallel, it's gonna be gravy, it's gonna be smooth, and that's really important. So that's why leveling, first of all, the engine, and then after that, we're gonna play with the tilt, with the transmission, but we're gonna put the actual differential in there first, because we need that to be bolted in its final position to be able to tell, okay, my angle is that, and my transmission, I need to play with it to make it sit exactly where I need it to be. So that's one way to basically ensure that you're not going to have undesired vibration through the drivetrain and stuff like that. Because honestly, with the power we're looking at, if we were not doing that properly, we could end up breaking stuff in a really, really bad way. It could be transmission. I remember $6,000 transmission, or the differential could let us go, and like that's another like $1,000-something, the upgrade in there. And that's why I'm not upgrading these arms that are going to the actual wheels at the rear. Why? Because if one thing needs to explode because of too much power or whatever, I want it to be that. That's old, that's a bit crappy. Before making some custom one and like asking a shop, because I don't have either the material or the skill to do that, but I'm gonna ask a custom shop to build one that is able to take the power. Before that, I'm gonna try to first of all test the car and make sure if something's going wrong, it's gonna be that and not anything else. So keeping a weak point in your drivetrain could save some big damage somewhere else. So that's what I'm hoping for if something goes wrong. With that said, we are here, engine sitting and holding in place quite well. The clearance is really good, absolutely everywhere. Now, what I want to do is maybe try to get that a bit further inside the car, like closer to the firewall. For that, first of all, I'm gonna have to remove probably two little things on the other side here. Dual side. So if I'm showing it to you, dual side. Damn, that's a really happy little random sound, love it. This is where our water is going in the cabin to give us some heat. I'm planning on replacing those fitting by some 90 degrees, so we should clear about ½ an inch right there. So that will be a really nice one, and that is connecting basically to that right here. So those two tubes here, they are meant to go right there. So yeah, we're gonna take a look at that later on, but that's, like I said, the little details at the end of the build. But basically with that said, we still need to make sure we're gonna leave some space at the back there. And that's pretty much the only thing that could prevent us from going really, really close to the firewall. So we're gonna try to push that back, that and the alternator on the other side, because right about here, it's getting close to that chuck tower. But now that we tilted the engine, we cleared quite a lot. So the ½ inch we are going to try to get at the back there is also about ½ inch here of clearance. So we're gonna try to push that really close, like just 4 or 5 millimeters from the side there, and we should be quite good. So to do that, I'm gonna release another time the sides. So just like both sides of the engine mount, I'm gonna make sure they are loose so that we're gonna be able to just slide that back in there. So let me move the camera a little bit. There we go. Let's take another measurement here. I'm curious to see if we got a bit closer. I'm at 13. Now it's gonna be the other side that's gonna be further away because I haven't went. Yep. We have about a ¼ inch. I would say, yeah, a bit less than 3/8 of an inch of distance difference, which is really not bad. Honestly, it's quite centered in there. So happy with that. I feel like it's a really, really good position to be in. So I'm not complaining at all about that. Yep, so let's go and let's remove these. 8 mil is going to be, and I'm also going to make sure we have no tension in here. Just releasing. I saw the engine move just a touch, so that gives us an idea of that. What's up, Jacobson? Good morning. Heck yeah, Zombie, good morning. Hope you're doing great. Yep, that is starting to look like something. We are finalizing the engine angle and a bunch of little details in here. Oh, there we go. We just slide the engine by itself to a position there, and we are still leveled on left to right side. So basically we are fiddling around with getting all those small details in place right now, you know, just to make sure the engine has the proper angle and is as far as possible in the engine bay. By the way, guys, one reason why I'm so focused on pushing the engine as far as possible is because whenever you're doing like a performance build or anything like that, you're thinking about performance and handling in a car. One of the main things to think about is where your weight is. No matter what's the car, if you can bring the weight as close as possible as 50-50, so 50 at the front, 50 at the rear, and also as close as possible to the center of the car, like the real center in between the wheels, the 4 wheels. So if you're doing an X pattern between like front left, rear right, and vice versa, like doing a X, that center point in your car, the closer the weight is to that, the better it is. The only thing we have done so far that is not going into that exact idea is the battery that we put behind the rear wheel at the back, which is gonna have a bigger impact than if it was at the front of the said wheel. However, we did that because usually it was in here, and since we have a heavy engine we're putting in, we are kind of balancing some weight to the back, so that, because the battery is quite heavy, so that basically we're gonna remove a bit of weight at the front. So we're doing that, like there's a bit of a consequence because it's not like going through the center of the car. Here it was behind the front wheel, now it's behind the rear wheel, which is not the greatest, but we are moving some weight at the back, which is not a bad thing too. So there's always a bit of a compromise and stuff like that, but the idea is to push that as far as possible. Therefore, that's why the engine, one of the main source of weight. Nika.
Dude, I swear to God, if you don't stop that, I'm gonna break your Nico kneecaps.
That was a good one, Orange. That was an excellent one. Oh my god, that one was perfect. Your Nico cat. I love it. So yeah, basically trying to push that engine as far as possible. It's gonna give us that little something that's gonna make the car handle even better. So for me, that's a really big deal, and that's why even in like half an inch, we're gonna use it. We're gonna make sure we're getting that half an inch in place. That's what she said. Can I get that out of there? There we go. So yep, we're gonna try to find out some 90 degrees PVC band like what was used in here. Maybe even in metal, we'll see. I'm gonna go, that's the thing, you look at the hardware shop, to be fair. You don't need to be too crazy about it. Oh my God, please just release yourself, sir. Might be a pain in the ass to put it back in there too. All right, if that's also something like that in there, we're gonna have to make that a bit bigger. All right, come on, man. There you go. Not sure that should be melted. Anyway. So 1/2 inch to 3/4. And that's pretty much fitting that. Yep, 3/4 too. So that's what we're gonna need. That's another not so fun spot to work on. There you go. Boom. So that's gonna be something we're gonna need to take a look at for sure. And now it's time to drink another sip of coffee. Oh, by the way, I made a decision also. Yeah, I made a decision. I think I'm gonna modify myself that little bracket there for the brake pedal. Front cam. There we go. So that bracket that we drilled too far, I think I'm gonna make my own out of that. Reason for that is I've looked on the internet, and honestly, most of them are just literally a metal plate bent in a U shape with basically a nut at the back. And since we have now a TIG welder, I can do some precision welding like that without like being afraid of it. So I think that is what's going to happen there. So we might just even cut that out and just weld 2 metal tab there to fit that opening here. So that will be like perfect. Just do that little S shape or something. I have like a metal bender and stuff, so we might do that, apply it on both sides here, and just go ahead and weld that to this here. So we're gonna grind those welding, cut the tab, buff it slim, and put a tab on top of it. as easy as it. No big deal. And therefore we're gonna know where we need to put that here so we don't have the metal of the pedal like going on top of that. So we have like reference and everything with that. So I think this is what's going to happen. Mug gang. Stripped bolt, none. Everything's going fine so far. 2.5 Uga Duga is the right measurement for everything, it seems like. Dual side. All right. So with that said, I think we're gonna be good to try to move it towards the back a little bit more. So let's try that. I'm gonna try to raise it just a touch. It won't raise that much more. So now what we need to do is make sure that we release the tension on the plates and then just let it slide in its spot there. Yeah, 3 seems a bit too much, but like honestly, 2.5, spot on. Spot on. How you doing, Bill Buck? Welcome, welcome. Releasing the tension on those plates. You might need to go from underneath for that one. Up. Got to ask, I see you streaming during dinner. Are you on your day off? It's all good, you can ask. Usually I'm working in the cinema industry and everything, and I took just a break. That will be so good, honestly. That will be so good. Now, basically, I work a shit ton of overtime between January 2023 and June 2023. And basically, yeah, so I did that. I did like pretty much, like just to put it that way, pretty much between January and June, I did what I used to do in 1 year because of the overtime and everything. Then I had the end of my contract, so basically I had employment insurance coming in and everything, which I never had before. And so I was looking like to go back in the industry, but the industry right now in cinema is really bad. Just to give you an idea, 52% of people have been laid off pretty much in the last few months. So because like of a strike that happened and a bunch of other thing, like it's about 52% of unemployment in the cinema industry right now. So it's just like a bad moment, to be fair. And so since I prepared myself to do that project this year, well, in 2023, now we're in 2024, I don't want to talk about that, but like basically I was able to live on my own for that time and everything. So that's helping, and like with the employment insurance, that helped a lot. But now I'm getting close to being out of funds. So not gonna lie, if you have a Prime sub, guys, don't forget to use it. Because yeah, basically I'm gonna start looking for a job really soon. Like I'm gonna need a job, I mean bad, quite soon. But hey, for now we're enjoying the build and having fun. So that's what matters, right? So no, I'm not a millionaire. I would love to be, but like it's not the case. And I'm just here having fun doing what I like to do, big ass project. Yeah. And basically what happened with the strike is that every project got put on hold. And so now the strike's done, but for the industry to reset, to reboot, and like come back to normal, it's taking months and months and months. So it has been really a huge thing. So All right, need to take care. We're not hitting on anything, no. We're all good here. That and that, it's all good. Why are you not sliding towards the rear? Maybe too much tension upward. Automat, not sure. That depends what that is. Like more precisely, I'm more of a like technical development stuff and things like that, but more in Python for cinema industry itself. So, hey, the engine's holding in place by itself right now. I'm gonna secure it for sure, but like right now we don't have any tension on it and it's just sitting right in place. That's crazy. Still have the clearance there. The clearance is getting even better, I think. But now we need to slide it slightly to the back. Well, yeah, but depends what it is. Like I'm not by my skill itself from school and everything. I'm an artist. I'm doing like compositing, like image compositing. I'm working with colors and stuff, but I'm also just like a bit like on this project and everything. I'm also a bit of a geek on optimizing workflow and stuff. So whenever like a company's in downtime, we don't have project, I'm usually building tool and programming some Python tools for our softwares so that the pipeline is better and the workflow is faster. So I love optimizing shit and making everything as good as possible. To give you an idea, a few years ago I worked on the series Marvel What If, the season 1 of Marvel What If, and basically at first we were lacking a bunch of tools that made some artists taking an hour to build shot and everything. Okay, sounds good, yeah, sure. Curious to hear about that. But yeah, so basically was working on Marvel What If, and like artists needed like about 45 minutes to an hour to build shots and everything. And so when I was hired at Squeeze, they asked me like, you said you're able to do some automatization of shit and stuff. Yeah, exactly. And basically I was like, yeah, sure, like let me a few weeks and I'm gonna try to I never played Factorio actually, like I heard of it but never even looked at it, to be fair. But like basically I was doing that and built a tool that with one button it was doing everything that everyone needed to do, usually in 45 to 50 minutes and about 3 minutes of computing. So that was a game changer. And the tool, fun fact, the tool was supposed to be used only on that project and be redone entirely by the TD department like few months after that. It never happened until like a few months ago, and basically they have been using my tool for the last 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, something like that. And that tool, like I gave it a shitty name and everything, and like it was supposed to be temporary, and in the end they even did some project based on that tool and everything, which is quite amazing. Honestly, I was not expecting that to happen, but that was really, really nice. All right. Can we slide that engine even further back? That is the question. So that here is loose, that here is loose. All we need to do now is to make sure that it is not going to fall on us. So I'm gonna just tighten that just a touch. Maybe that's too much. I just want to securize it. Just so it won't fail, it won't fall. But yeah, otherwise, one thing I'm looking forward to is maybe do some blitz of freelance, because I really love what I'm doing right now, like streaming and everything. It's just like, oh, let's have a little chat. Front cam. All right, there we go. So basically, I would love to keep going own project like that, honestly. And to be fair, I added that to see how it will be going for like sub goals, stuff like that. See like if there was some hype. Yeah, fair, right? And like I would love to build like kind of a community around that, and which we are starting to do. The last month has been mental. Like I don't think you realize, guys, but like 2 to 3 months ago, it was mostly 3-4 viewers over the day, one being my girlfriend and 2 or 3 being my friends with who I'm playing Tarkov at night. Like, let's be honest, that was it. And right now, live now we are 8. Yesterday we were 15. At some point during the afternoon it starts going up and everything. It's really fun. There's a lot of people getting involved. The project's going well. Seeing the engine, I feel like people are like, oh shit, it's coming together now. So it gathers people all around the world in here, and that's really cool. That's really amazing. And if I was able to bring that community to, let's say, 40, 60, 80 people in average. All right, let's say it. If we were able to aim for partner, whoo, that would be sick. What about Helldiver? Never played Helldiver yet, but I'm gonna play it on stream in about a week, yeah. Because basically, my brother requested with the channel point, so it's bought, just need to install it and do the stream. I need to play 2 hours of it. I think it's gonna be more, because apparently that game is a blast. It's so cool. So Helldiver is coming our way. But yeah, so basically if we were to get like a bigger community and I could like make a decent amount of money, like nothing close to what I was earning in the industry, but able to pay my bills, my part of the bills every month, I will be happy with that. That will be sick, to be fair. I see only one little problem with that. If you are streaming video games, if you're streaming one video game, let's say most of the people in here love Friendly Guy, they are part of this community and everything. If I was like Friendly Guy or many other Tarkov players streaming on Twitch, I pay my game $100 one time, I play it, and I play it, and I build content on something I paid $100. Now, my kind of content is fucking pricey, let's be honest. So basically what I could try to do eventually is work on others project, which is kind of like a kid dream, like getting to a point where my skill as a non-mechanic guy, like never had a course or anything in that, if it's building itself, like if I'm building a reputation to a point where I can say, hey, I'm okay to do your project, that could be fun. And like I know one of the first project I could do, that's also a plan. Like after the Datsun, like I said, I want to do that IRL backpack that I can just slip under a car seat and stream from the racetrack. That's for sure. That's something that will happen. Probably gonna play with it on stream, like building it, doing some Arduino stuff and stuff like that. I will be so hyped to do that, not gonna lie. But basically, once that project's done, I want to do a backpack for IRL content on the racetrack. That will be freaking awesome. But even after that, like if I can get project, like my friend with a Miata, I was talking to you on Lical yesterday about the Speeduino. That's a project I could do here. Wiring and fiddling around the mapping and stuff like that could be a thing. First thing we did in the garage here before the Datsun, I did a full exhaust swap, like a manifold upgrade and plus a tune and everything on a BRZ. Like my friend just bring the car, leave it right here, and I did that on stream during the week, and he was just watching while I was working on it and while he was working on his day-to-day job. That was freaking insane, and that will be cool, honestly. But like, to be fair, that's a really rough thing to make a living from, because working on cars is damn expensive. It's damn expensive. So that's a real big deal there. But yeah, for now, we're enjoying our time and we're having fun. But at some point, I think, like, when I'm gonna get a job, what I'm thinking of is pretty much continuing streaming, but probably on Saturday for mechanic stuff, and maybe one day a week on like in the garage too. But we're gonna have to take a look at that and what is working for me or not. Hit a puddle and the line was gone, swept to nothing. No, oh my god, that sucks. Here we're gonna build our own exhaust. TIG weld everything. Not gonna be full stainless because at first it's my first exhaust, so we know how it's going. I'm gonna look at it in 6 months, a year from now, and I'm gonna be like, hey, I was bad, that's shit. Let's not do that again, and I'm gonna redo it properly. Dual side. There we go. Now let's try to see what's preventing us from taking that engine further back there. I really have no clue right now, so I'm just gonna try to fiddle around a little bit and see if I can just push it a bit further back. Bell housing is not hitting anything, nothing's hitting anything anywhere. So it's kind of odd what's going on there. What I could do though is maybe try to release that and go one notch further back, because the plates are loose and everything on the side. So yeah, but that's fun to do overkill stuff. On my side, it's really about, hey, I know it's gonna be shitty if I'm doing that as a first time exhaust, so I won't spend the money on stainless steel just to see, hey, it's cool, it's looking great. Like, I'm gonna make sure it is actually fun to, oh, there we go. I think now we have, there we go. That was the slide we were looking for. That's awesome. Now that throttle is fitting great. Still have space down there to probably put the 90 degrees. Have a bit of clearance here. So alternator about 4 to 5 millimeter of clearance. Brake pedals, throttle pedal system working great. Heat shield, the OEM heat shield won't fit in here, pretty sure, so we're gonna have to find out what's up with that. Here we're gonna have to fiddle around for the throttle cable here to see what we're doing with that, but I have a rough idea. And yep. And we didn't get any bent pipe, so pipe cut every bent. Oh, that's cool. Honestly, they look gorgeous. So I would love to do one day in the pipe cut. I already practiced that a little bit, but I need better stuff to. Well, now with the belt sander, it will help. But like, I have difficulties to make everything like fit spot on. I'm not like working enough in details with metal to make like fitment like really tight and everything. Unless you plan to show the underside of the car, the increased price is not worth the stainless even more of it. A car that only summer fair. But I want the car to be totally badass, so I mean, I won't show it that much, but I will probably like show it a little bit at some point and stuff. So I would say it's tempting. It's gonna happen one day, just not now, just not right now. All right, let's take another measurement of the head distance from the chuck tower. Oh, I love the number I see here, because I think we might be spot on, half and half, or really, really close to. Oh my God, we are less than, is it in 1/8 that one? Wait. We are 1/16 inches away from having the same distance left and right. We are almost spot on. I can maybe try to even get that in place. Because basically from one side of the valve cover to here, I'm at just over, and I'm looking at the hole on top of the chuck tower, so that's what I'm looking for as a reference point, because that should be centered and the structure of it, geometry of suspension, everything should be pretty much bang on. Bang on. And so here I'm just a little bit over 13 and 1/8. And here, oh wait, no, I'm a bit further than that. I'm about 1/8 inches away. So that means the front will need to come a little bit towards here. So let's see if we can do that. There we go. That was pretty much it. Just gonna take a look at that. Because our level is good now, it's really about that. And we can also take a measurement from, do I have access to the head on both sides? Kinda. Can try to take a look here. 16.38. Yeah. The engine's not straight in that side, right? Oh, the heads are offset, and never mind. I cannot compare that. Bare block, maybe, question mark. Like here, that will be 15.75. And on the other side, I don't have that same notch. All right, that's gonna be a tough one to compare actually. So we're really gonna fit the top. Technically, if the top is pretty much in the same spot, like left and right, I should be pretty much straight. So right there, still about 13.18. That one needs to go further to the front slightly. It's gonna be hard to make it more perfect than that, even if it's not perfect right now. Well, it does change quite a lot depending on where I'm looking at. So if I'm looking from the front here, because I need to make that measurement, that's just over 1/4. So yeah, we're pretty much 1/8 from here, so same side. Yep, we're pretty much 1/8 of difference. I think I could deal with that. That will make sense. If I'm going to the metal plate there, that will be even a better reference point. So if I'm grabbing it like that, this is 20 and 3/8. 20 and 3/8. All right, there's more distance here actually. So yeah, maybe the head we're not. Here I'm almost at 1/2 inch. Oh, that's Mystic Pound, I'm sure. No, that's Hog. Oh shit, that was the sound for that. Let's go! Holy shit, you got it. You got it, the 5th one. Is it the 5th? It is the 5th. Holy shit. Yeah, I added like a sound to the redeem and I forgot what it was. Let's go. That's an awesome redeem actually. But like I have no idea if that's actually centered to the plate. Like it could be totally off. Really, really hard to tell which everything is okay to measure or not. Because valve cover to here, we are just 1/8 away. I think it's gonna be a bit with the filling. Oh, that's a lovely little emote there. I love it. It's so cool. All right, any other ideas on how to measure that? Thinking. You know what we can do? We can Google it. Let's turn up the heater a little bit. It's getting cold in here. I reduced it quite a lot when we were installing. That's funny. Watch my 9mm go bang. Oh, you want to know a crazy story from yesterday? Front cam. I just think of it because of that. Basically, yesterday, I rated holidays after the stream and everything, right? And I was in here filling around, chatting with her a little bit and all, and I just stopped, and then I was like looking at a few things, and I was just like that, and oh, that's sick. Damn, I'm happy that this is done. That's crazy. And I turned around and I was just like, oh, someone's calling me. So I answered the phone. It was Danik. Hawk will know who's Danik. But like, it was Danik, and he told me, ton stream est ouvert. So he told me, your stream's still open. And I'm like, what do you mean? I rated someone. So yeah, right now maybe it's still open, but like, you're in the holy stream right now. And he was like, well, no, I see you on the phone with me right freaking now. And so on his side, what happened is that when he got home, he saw the raid starting and the screen froze because I was on his TV or something like that, and he just basically refreshed the page and never went all the way through the raid and was still in here with me seeing that webcam screen and all, like, and just because I didn't stop the stream at all. So I didn't know that, but it seems like you can like not go into the raid and lurk, kind of lurk and see what's going on. That's scary, honestly. He was saying also bad thing about me at least not going naked or something, and I was like, that would be gross in the garage. But yeah, that's something else. I'm gonna try to look at something. I want to find the top dead center. I want to how to line up lining up the engine with the chassis. The fabrication series. I already heard of that guy. I think he's someone quite decent. Grand-maman! Oh my god. The ad, man. Oh, there's two. That one's skippable. Let's go. Win. Alright. What's the title of the video? We're gonna watch it together. All right, let's take a small break watching that just to make sure we're not forgetting something with all that, because we have a lot of possibilities. YouTube.com, lining up engine with chassis, fabrication series. That's not a great sound.
Y is your left or right placement. The first three angles are your standard X, Y, and Z when referenced on a flat plane with no angle. X is your fore and aft placement, placement closer in relation to the front or the rear of the vehicle. Y is your left or right placement, or placing it closer to the passenger or the driver's side. A Z is your height, whether it is closer to the ground or closer to the hood. Then we get into the Euler angles, or the U, V, and W. These are most commonly known as your yaw, pitch, and roll. The U angle is the roll angle on the x-axis. This is basically which side of the cylinder heads will lean toward. They'll either move left or they'll move more
Hey,
right.
that's cute.
The V angle is our pitch on the y-axis, or which way the harmonic balancer will point, either to the floor or to the roof. The W angle is our yaw on the z-axis, or which way the harmonic balancer
That's the
will
one
point,
we're
either
looking
left
at right
or
now.
Since I really can't go about hiding this for the rest of this video, since we gotta talk about where it's at, you gotta see it and all the rest of that good stuff, here it is. This is my 3.5 liter EcoBoost, first generation, pulled from a 2015 Ford Expedition. I got this thing for less than the price of eBay thanks to a good friend of mine over at Panda Auto who hooked it up. I got it with the coils, harnesses, everything but the turbo manifolds and turbos because I'm going to custom build those. My transmission is the MTN 260. This, I believe, is pulled out of a 2012, but this is the whole reason I decided to go with the entire EcoBoost setup here, just because I got this at a great deal. Now, I found it listed on eBay for $500, fresh listing, and I just said, screw it, let's grab it. Thinking, screw. To better help you understand how to set up your engine and your transmission and get it all aligned and the importance of all these angles, I'm going to show you some of the snags that I encountered and some things that you may have to look forward to, because it's actually pretty complicated. The first measurement or placement that we need to figure out here is our X angle, or X placement. That is two-dimensionally forward or rearward on the vehicle. Where does that actually need to sit? Now, they will say that for better weight distribution and things like road courses, time attack, best, street trucks, whatever it is best handling, etc., for better weight distribution, you should have it more rearward. But if you're sometimes even in drag racing and some vehicles themselves, they are a little bit more forward on this one. This particular truck that I'm building here is a street vehicle with a little bit of that, maybe some sliding action, maybe some straight line action, maybe some whatever it is that I want to do. So I have it placed as rearward as possible, but future serviceability must be kept in mind on my build. I really don't want something stupid like I can't get to a sensor or a spark plug or anything else.
That's
like that
Ford right there.
That just isn't going to do
Ford is always doing that,
placement
hiding all the spark plug and coils behind the firewall.
As I can possibly get it while still managing to service it. Our Y measurement is the left or right placement on the vehicle. Which side does it need to be oriented to? Now, I'll be honest with you, I haven't seen a whole lot of engines out there that actually have their placement to the left or to the right on either side.
There's a few.
So it's dead nuts right down the middle. That's where it actually needs to be. And on my build, absolutely no different.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna measure that from the crank.
You definitely don't want it to go below your shock lever or below your frame unless you have a ton of ground clearance. You don't necessarily want it to go sticking way out the hood because that's actually going to affect
what the
your
kit is there for, so we don't have to think too much about it.
It's a little bit more complicated, and it's not universal, so we're just going to kind of omit that until I get to that.
Sounds good, not too loud.
This
Hope it's good.
usually is associated with the height of the engine. Now, sometimes you get lucky, and sometimes they're going to fit in there, other times it won't. Now, I did run into a slight problem that affected both my X and my Z axes in one shot, and that was the location of my oil pan sump. The oil pan on this particular engine, or this model and this orientation, is a rear sump system. The sump is where all of the oil is stored, and it's located at the back of the engine. That's what makes it a rear sump system. Now, some engines are available in different chassis from the manufacturer.
He got some really good shot of that.
In longitudinal fashion, which means that it would be a rear sump system, and that's in the F-150 and the Expedition and the Lincoln counterparts, etc., etc. But on the Ford Explorer and on the Ford SHO, a couple of other ones, they had a front sump system, which means that normally when they're transversely mounted or mounted from left to right or laterally, the exhaust pipe will typically go through where that rear sump is. So they put the sump on the front of it. That's the solution for this build. Now, most people would look at this and they say, oh wow, it doesn't fit, let's start hacking it up, let's go for the right sump, let's do whatever it is. But consider, there might be an alternative out there, and if there is, go ahead and order it. My subframe and steering rack is currently out of the vehicle, and I'm waiting on that pan to show up. Unfortunately, the time of this video, it's not here, but as soon as it arrives, it's going to be on there.
Nice.
Without that front sump oil pan here,
yeah, that's why we went to rear sump on ours, because we knew it will fit with the actual, since the actual old engine was a rear sump too.
Right now, I can get it in here because Two of the other angles that we need to figure out will not be affected, but one of them will be, and we have a solution for that. Now the U angle is the roll angle. That is if the cylinder heads are pointing to the left or to the right, or if they're one bank toward the other. Some engines will do this, other engines will not. You should know which one you have. My engine is right up the middle, perfectly level. The W angle is the yaw
Perfectly
angle.
level
Does the
is
engine
ours.
point more this way, or does the engine point more that way? This is usually pointed straight. So to bring you up to speed here, just in case you skipped over some things, or maybe I spoke too fast, or maybe you just didn't catch it, the Y measurement is irrelevant. Usually it's right down the middle. The U angle and the W angle, those are both at 0 degrees 9 times out of 10. Unless you have an engine that specifically requires you to angle it or offset it or change anything about it,
We're doing
then
great so
you
far.
should know. But for the majority of it, it's always going to be right down the middle, and my build is absolutely no different than that one. The one measurement that everybody gets messed up on is the V measurement, or the pitch angle. That's the relationship of the crankshaft or the harmonic balancer to the tail shaft or the output of the transmission.
That's the
What
one we
angle
need
does
to
that
take
set
care
at?
of.
It doesn't matter, unless your powertrain meets certain criteria. Now, most engines are mounted at an angle with the tail shaft.
It does
and
matter, that's
transmission
not
angled
true.
down toward the floor.
Well,
in modern vehicles, this is typically done to maximize passenger space. But in older vehicles, it was to level the carburetor at ride height. That's why if you look up the proper engine pitch angle, you'll see a lot of people saying 3 degrees
his
is
setup
correct,
to
since
set
it was
it
the most
in
common.
place is incredible.
However, if you have a carburetor engine, the correct measurement is 0 degrees measured at the base of the carburetor, or where it mounts the intake manifold. Since we are running a modern engine with fuel injection, the V or pitch angle can be whatever we want it to be. I know I want my engine and transmission to be tucked up into the chassis and not sit below it. This helps avoid collisions with junk in the road. And since my oil pan is not here at the moment, I have to consider adjustment in the future when I do get the pan. And that brings us right into the mounting solution. Since my X measurement is set, my Y measurement is centered, and my V angle is at 0 degrees, I cut up the same 3x2 by 120 wall tubing for the chassis jig and centered it longitudinally at the front of the engine for
That's
the front
crazy.
mount
He's
and the
doing
cab
a
section for the
lot of
transmission
shit.
mount. You may
All right,
find
I think we're good with that. That answered most of our question right there, to be fair. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, I mean, you do you, Wrench. Oh, you need your custom sound? Do you have an idea of what you're going to grab? All right, let's test the engine center here in the chassis. Dual side. Dual side. Damn. You're gonna have to think about it. That's gonna be a rough decision, I'm telling you that. So right here you can see the crank, yep. So what I'm gonna do is pretty much just go ahead and measure my frame rail from here to here. See what is my mid thing. So I'm at 26.5 from one rail to the other. So that will, oh my God, it's spot on. It's 13.25 and I am spot on 13.25. That engine is dead centered to the engine bay. Mwah. Shit, I need to add it after the stream. She just redeemed it. She's gonna need to tell me the word also on Discord that she wants and everything, you know. So, but I'm gonna add it as soon as I'm leaving the garage later. If I'm not wrong, she's gonna have the, it's lovely, I love it. If I'm not wrong, but maybe she changed her mind. But she's gonna be the only one to secure that sound. Damn! All right, so from here, that will make it, oh my God, we're so close to that. Are we able to service that if needed? We might not be. Oh well, yeah, because we just released that and slide it up. Here the fitment is so close, it's almost disturbing. But I mean, we're using every millimeter available. I would say not too long. Under 10 seconds ideally. Like that one is like 7 to 8 seconds and it's really good. See that one, like even if it's a longer sound, it's really good all the way through. Now like we're trying to make sure it's not like a freaking troll for 1 minute. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Is that close enough for you guys? That's some tight fitment.
Oh my god, I'm holding a freaking hand.
That was fitting with the fact I said something a bit weird.
Why?
All right, so here, I'm not sure I like how close that is. We might have to play with it a little bit. She's using all of them. So that, but when I'm gonna be tilting it up a little bit, because right now it's too low, we should be good. It's gonna clear a bit more. Yep. All right, I'm gonna try to lock that in place. I feel like we are almost spot on where we want it to be. So I'm gonna try to lock it, and that's gonna be it for now with the engine, because I think the rest is gonna happen underneath. So let's try to lock those mounts. Like so. So awkward to not see anything down there. There we go. Ow.
4/5, 1/10.
What's up
5/8,
in TV?
5/6 care of 17. Dialysis, dialysis, I dialysis, 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 I dialysis.
I said, but yeah, basically I said I found a new one where Brian is also climaxing like that. You want to hear it? Believe me, the next one, guys. It's excellent.